my god, I am so excited for this. Let me introduce you to my new favorite eyeshadow palette. Normally, when I do swatches, it's a first impression. I really love when I first get a new eyeshadow palette. I love doing the swatches. I love looking at, how versatile some of the different shades are. What do the shimmers look like over mattes? Are they chunky? Are they not? How, what is it like? And I have so much fun doing that's when I do swatches. But with this palette, I just dove into using it. So now I can come to you and I can say, this is my new favorite eyeshadow palette. I'm absolutely in love with it and I can tell you why. So this is from Nomad Cosmetics. They are an indie brand. If you haven't heard of them, they're just a really neat brand. They go around to different places and they're travel inspired. So they go on a different trip to somewhere like Berlin and they're inspired and do the color story and the artwork surrounding that. So this was actually a palette that they made several years ago, but for their 10th anniversary, they re-released this with new formula. And let me tell you, Nomad's new eyeshadow formula is spectacular. Their shimmers in particular have just gotten so good. They've gotten so good. I am just amazed. And this Berlin Underground palette is like it's the spicy neutral palette of my dreams, right? So if you want a work appropriate look, but you want it to look nice, you want it to look special, you can do that with this palette. We have the most incredible warm tone champagne color that I have in my entire collection. I love this. I wore this to my cousin's wedding. We have silvers. This one we'll get into it. This one's really pretty, and this one is very cool toned, right? You have a purple, but it's not like in your face purple. You can definitely wear this. Same with this. We have an iridescent shade. We have a shade that is not quite an olive and not quite a gold. It's like a blackened gold. And most of the time that would look like an olive, and you can put it over a green matte and have it look more like an olive or even like a green. But on its own, it somehow manages to keep that sort of blackened gold look. So it's a very interesting kind of grungy, sophisticated looking gold. And then you do have, some straight up golds. These mattes I was scared of originally. This is great as a liner, or if you want, a darker shade, this is a great kind of just taupe type color. But I was kind of afraid of these until one day I was like, I'm just gonna dive in, and I did, and I used this with this one, and it was really pretty. You can make it subtle. It doesn't have to be like, oh, there's color on your eye, So anyway, I am just loving this. Let's do the swatches so you can see. Just like I always do, I'm going to start off with the mattes. And I always do brush swatches for mattes because I only apply mattes with brushes. So that's the way I'm going to do the swatches. So let's start off. Let's just start here. Okay. There is some kick up in the pan. Okay. And a little goes a long way. I'm actually going to dab a little bit of that off before going in. So it's green. It's definitely green. You can get some good color. You can mix it in with the black. Now let's do the yellow shade. And I love the embossing. So see, this yellow shade is much less scary. It's just warm. It doesn't look like, bam, yellow or anything. It can just warm up the look. Let's do kind of this taupe brown. This is maybe my favorite one. It's not, it's deeper than my skin color, but not by a huge amount. It's just a great blending out shade for me. Love it. Let's go into this one, a little bit more of a warmer terracotta. And this one, it looks scary in the pan and you can build it up, but really it's almost going into just warm brown. That's it. It looks way scarier in the pan, but really that can be a great just subtle brown liner or an outer crease shade. It's great. Okay, and now we'll go into this black just a little bit. It's a good one. It's not patchy. It blends out. You can use this as a liner. You can use it, you know, all over the lid. You can use it as a base to shimmers. It's a good black. It's an easy to use black. Love it. Now let's start with this one. This is an iridescent shade. You don't really get iridescent shades in mainstream brands. So they're just so much fun to use. They're really pretty. You can use them on their own like this, and they're very pretty, kind of a subtle bit of color. Or you can take a matte. I'm using the black one, but you can use something else. You put it on top, and now more color really starts to pop out. This is more of a green, and it's just this gorgeous, it's somehow vivid and subtle at the same time. It's just a really pretty effect. Now let's go into this blackened gold. That is such a sophisticated, beautiful, one and done color. You know, it doesn't look like it's green. You know, it doesn't look like it's olive. It looks like it's gold with a black base, and it's just beautiful. For all of these, I recommend using NYX glitter glue, and then put these over and you'll get this kind of built up look. That way they'll last all day. All right, let's go into this one. I love this shade. It's sort of a silver, but like a warm, this one is more like a champagne, but it has some silver reflex to it. Very subtle shade. You can use it as a one and done. It's just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's do the blue. And a lot of people are like, blue, that's so scary. It's not. It's not. Let me show you. This, it almost looks just like a cool tone silver. That's it. And you're like, silver is cool tone, Sam. Yeah, I know, but it's just a hint. It's a very wearable, like if you're kind of afraid of color, afraid of blue, this is a very wearable way to do it. You know, you can just do like a black eyeliner and this all over the lid, and people won't look at you and be like, that's blue. They'll be like, oh, that's kind of just cool tone reflection there. Now let's do this one. This one is like a gunmetal, darker silver. You can use this as a one and done. You can use it all over the lid. It has almost like a taupe base, a little bit of a darker taupe base, but then cool tone silver reflex. Very pretty. Very pretty. Now let's do this one. This one's a yellow gold. And it's a fairly smooth metallic. Definitely warm. And a lot of people see red and they're like, I'm never gonna wear red. This is more of a copper. It's really more of a copper shade. It's definitely warm, but you can put this over a brown and it's just gonna seem like bronze goddess. It's not gonna seem, you know, scary and like you're wearing vivid red. Gotta do the purple. This one feels a tiny bit softer, maybe in the pan. Very pretty shade. And it's actually not that different, you know, than some of the others. Like this is actually not too different than the kind of the gunmetal shade, as you would think. Like, yes, it has kind of that mauvey purple grayish base and the silver reflex on top, whereas this one is more of just like a gray taupe base with the silver reflex on top. So yeah, not scary, not blindingly purple. It's gonna really, like if you have green eyes, this is really gonna make them pop, but in a subtle way. Let's go to this gold, a bit more of a yellow, yeah, lighter yellow gold. Very pretty, kind of smooth metallic, but still quite shiny. And now here we are, the last one. Let's do this warm champagne, which has become one of my favorite colors of my entire collection. Oh, just love it. Just love it. It looks so good on my eyelids. I'm just in love with it. Under a flashlight, you can definitely see individual micro glitters, but they're very kind of silvery and light and just gorgeous. So here we are. Here's the palette. I absolutely adore it. It's wonderful. It's gorgeous. All of the shimmers are just incredibly beautiful. We have some really subtle, subtle work-friendly shades. We've got warm tones. We've got cool tones. We have things like this kind of sophisticated black and gold. We have this gunmetal shade, which is just lovely. We have this kind of warm champagne, which pairs really well with this kind of more subtle champagne color that's silvery. You have your warm golds if you want. You have the copper, but then you have these cool tones that are cool tones without making you look dead, if you know what I mean. It's just amazing. And just so you can see, probably my favorite way of wearing this, honestly, is to pair it with this guy. This is a small 6-pan palette from Nomad. I love this. I've been using these two mattes almost every day. They're just a little kind of warmer and a bit more pink toned than the ones in here. I love the ones in here, but this is so nice as just all over my lid. I just love that. And this kind of in the inner corner. And I might use this one for a liner depending on what I'm doing. So yeah, I love this palette. I love this palette paired with this, and I love this one on its own. I love this one on its own too. So both these are great, but in the latest Nomad formula, I really think they've stepped up their shimmers. I think they're very pretty. I think if you use them with NYX glitter glue, that you won't be disappointed. So let me know, are you interested in Nomad? Have you tried anything from them? They've been having like a 20% off anniversary sale recently. They're about to come out with a new kind of holiday spooky season palette, which it seems a little early for that, but I'm still really excited. So yeah, let me know. Let me know. What do you think of this color story?